Welcome to episode 1 of season 2. Here at Everton, we have a decent transfer budget available to us. We have quite a few players that are potentially going to be coming in. Quite a few players that have already left because their contracts expired or they signed a pre-contract somewhere else. The squad is sizable, but with lots of players potentially going out on loan or permanent. We are going to need to bring bodies in before everybody that we want to move on moves on. I currently have 16 players either transfer or loan listed. Such is the turnaround in the squad we're looking for with this Everton side, the majority of which are youngsters that are loaning as opposed to players that we're just gutting the squad with. But we are very much looking to take this club to the next level. We finished 10th in the Premier League last season, which was respectable for the squad that we had. And this time around, we look to take a step forward. The board would like us to take a step forward. The objectives that they've set for me, should be in here somewhere, there we go, are a Europa League spot in the league. That's 5th or 6th, effectively. So that's quite an ask. Even with the squad that we have and the players we're hoping to bring in, that's still quite an ask. Obviously, if we win the FA Cup, we'll be in the Europa League. We tried to do that last year. We were unsuccessful in that endeavour. Youth development-wise and brand exposure-wise, we're absolutely going to be able to do that. It's not a problem, and the financial will take care of itself. We're already 93% of the way there after 1 year, so I think we'll be fine. So we're looking for a backup goalkeeper, a 4th choice centre-back, a 3rd or 4th choice striker. The centre-back and the striker will be on loan. A centre-mid, probably a 2nd centre-mid, probably on loan because finances won't stretch that far. And certainly a winger and maybe a 2nd winger. The biggest conundrum I have at the moment with the players I have at the club is that man, Dwight McNeil. One of our highest rated players, one of the players that Everton fans really enjoy in real life, one of the highest rated players that just doesn't really click for us in this save. As such, I don't know what to do with him. He's valued at about 20 odd million pounds. He's only 25, probably has good potential, so I could sell him for a sizable fee. If you want me to sell him. If you're wanting me to persevere with Dwight McNeil for at least 1 more year, then I will do so. But know that it's my preference probably to move him on and buy someone else. But I'll, of course, take your YouTube comment section advice on board before making any decision in that regard. That's the big main feedback point for you guys to tell me right now, please. So transfer listed, we have Okoronkwo, Mope and Holgate came back from loan last year, just moving them on because, quite frankly, they're just not going to do the job. I'd rather have the money I can get for them. Youngsters, Beto's my biggest money earner at this stage, valued at about 13 million, probably get 14, 15 for him. Then it's other youngsters. Chamiti just isn't going to be good enough at any point in this save to really make an impact on the first team. So I'm going to sell him. He's worth 10 million. I could probably get 13 or 14. It's absolutely money I could spend elsewhere in the squad. I'm sorry, it's happening. Then the others are, as you could tell, just youngsters that also aren't really going to make an impact in this save. We also have a number of other youngsters set to go out on loan as well. So we'll wait and see how things develop through the course of this opening window. We have, as you may have seen a moment ago, so as I was scrolling through, £51 million available to us to bring in new players to the club, with obviously other players to sell. We could up that budget if we sell everyone for just above their valuation or about valuation to around about £80 million. So there's sizable enough budget there, but obviously we have a lot of work to do to take this squad to compete for a Europa League spot in the Premier League level. With regards to the youth squad, there's a number of other youth players in there that have very good potential, but at present, I am looking for some more. Looking for any midfielder or striker from England and any central player in the midfield from Spain. Kind of looking for another Mikel Arteta, I guess, for Everton with the Spanish central midfield link. So we'll wait and see what happens in that regard. I'm going to power forward through the first few weeks of this transfer window, but there are some players that I know I want and I know I want now. So, I am going to buy Neto from Bournemouth, who got relegated last year, for a nominal fee. That's a no-brainer. I'm going to loan Victor Lindelöf from Manchester United because that's a no-brainer. As a fourth-choice centre-back, that makes perfect sense. When it comes to the striker that we want to loan in as a fourth choice, it's between Veliz, Fofana and Simeone. I would love Vitor Roque. In fact, I'd probably buy Vitor Roque if we end up losing Dominic Calvert-Lewin potentially. But I'm not looking to move DCL on at the moment. He was my top goal scorer last year. He stays for now. But I'd love to loan Vitor Roque. They won't loan him to me, Barcelona. I'm not really sure why when they've still got Lewandowski and they've bought Ollie Watkins. But it is what it is. Just to confirm, they won't loan me him. Screw you, Barcelona. So Veliz is kind of a more physical option, a taller option. Similarly, Fofana. Simeone is a smaller option, but with great physicals. So I'm not sure which striker to prioritise at this particular moment in time. Live chat will probably have the choice when it comes to the striker, and we'll take their impetus there. When it comes to the winger, we know we want Bryan Mbeumo. And he's running out of contract, so he's going to be available under valuation. Happy? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Bryan Mbeumo's absolutely coming in. Then the other winger role depends on what you guys decide with Dwight McNeil. Centrally in the midfield, I would very much like to bring in Lewis Ferguson from Bologna because he looks really solid. Really solid. Great ball control. Good dribbling. Good short passing. What an all-rounder. 78 finishing as well. Anticipate. Relentless. He will not stop running all game long. And in a two-man 4-4-2 midfield, that's going to be key as well. I'm also contemplating potentially Rodrigo Salazar. And probably, if we don't have the money to buy Salazar, I'll look to loan Carlos Soler from PSG. He was obviously on loan at West Ham, last season. He'd be my go-to for a loan deal. There are a couple of other potential purchase options, including maybe Pepelu from Valencia. We have a couple of other loan options as well. We could get Mangala back. We could potentially buy Mateus Nunes from City, who's obviously not getting any first-team football there whatsoever, IRL at present or in this save either. But there's a plethora of centre mids that would absolutely fill the bill. But I kind of know what I want in that regard. So we'll start with absolutely prime target numero uno. Mr. Mbeumo, please come and join us at Goodison Park. So we'll offer a transfer fee. They reckon he's going to be available for about 25-ish. So I'll offer 24 and see what Thomas Frank says. Because if his contract's running out, you want Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I'm not open to letting Dominic Calvert-Lewin go at this stage. Like I say, he's still my number one striker, 25.5. That is a bargain for a player that's only 25 and is going to be that impactful. What's he currently on a week at Brentford at the moment? £80,000. That's agreeable for a player that would come in and be our second highest rated player and our highest rated outfield player. I'll offer him. I mean, he's going to be crucial, isn't he? He's going to be crucial for practically the whole save. He wants a 4-year deal. That's absolutely fine by me. No release clause is even better. If he gives me an idea of what he wants, that'd be banging. We'll remove the bonus, but we will give you an extra chunk wage-wise because, let's be honest, he wouldn't take an 80 grand to 55 grand wage cut to make this jump, but he might take something similar to what he's already on at Brentford. And that is Bryan Mbeumo through the door. Right, let's get those cheap ones in then. Can get Neto for well under £1 million apparently. So I'm absolutely down for that, please. From the league below. We didn't need a backup goalkeeper last year at all. Jordan Pickford played, as far as I can recall, every single game for the club. And really, it would probably be my preference to do that again unless we have a similar easy cup run in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, in which case Neto can absolutely play in those games. He's probably not going to want a lot of week offering 15 grand to come and join us in the Premier League. Is he going to come back to the top flight? Well, 16.5. Okay, I'll stretch that far, Norberto. I'll stretch that far. A second option, in through the door for less than £1 million. A 78 rated goalkeeper. Yes, he'll probably drop by a couple, but a 78 rated goalkeeper for less than £1 million. Bargain, pal. Right, let's get the loanees in. That's going to be Lindelöf, and then chat will help me figure out which of the strikers to go for, and then we'll know exactly who we've got, or how much, sorry, we've got left. We're probably going to be in a position where we need to sell players before we can look to buy more, but that isn't a problem because we have plenty of players we want to sell. Will you accept 50-50? Thank you! Right, chat, striker, talk to me. Veliz or Fofana or Simeone? Go. YouTube chat has decided. No, rephrase. Live chat has decided. YouTube comment section. We're going to go for Veliz from Spurs for a 1-year loan. He's going to be able to offer us options as mainly as a DCL replacement if we need him to pop into that role. Again, I'll try and get less than 50% if possible. They'll allow me to pay 40%. Fantastic! Let's try and get Veliz and Lindelöf through the door. And then we need to sell some people before I can go and have a look at potentially bringing in Lewis Ferguson. Lindelöf has arrived. Victor will be a fantastic squad rotation option in that centre-back role. That is a really nicely done deal. And Alejo Veliz has also agreed to come. That didn't take more than 48 hours to bring them both into the club. So my current budget now stands at £17 million, which isn't really enough to bring anyone else in at the moment. We do have transfer bids for Beto. I'm going to have to remember I'm not getting emails at this stage because of the bug with the opening transfer window from Season 1 being disabled. I believe that has been patched now. Corbett can definitely go to Coventry for a year. Now, what does he reckon I can get? I can get up to 16.6 apparently, but Aston Villa have started at 16. So let me try and negotiate that and see if we can squeeze a teeny bit more out of Aston Villa, because let's be honest, they'll have a better financial situation than Forest. Unai, we're going to be 19.5. Yes. Ha! Oh, mate! Okay, Forest, you've kind of got big boots to fill now. I didn't think I'd get anywhere near that, to be completely honest. That was just me trying to make them come up from 16 to about 17.5. Trying my luck. Forest, will you pay 19? Yes. What? He's only valued at 13. He's 27. And quite frankly, he's a bit shit. So, I'll take that. Thank you very much indeed. Oof. Can't wait to start the new save so that the faces are patched for youth players, because that's he's had too much Botox there, Harry Corbett, I think, bless him. So he's going to go out on loan. We're going to cover all of his wages, but that's not a problem. Has Beto gone? Beto could not agree talks with Forest. That says to me that Beto has agreed talks with Aston Villa. It's just not gone through yet. Real Madrid spokesperson says that they might be getting Alisson from Liverpool, and that would be intriguing. Is this going to be Beto leaving? Yes, it is. Toodaloo, pal. Bye, bye, bye. Give me that £19.5 million, please, Aston Vanilla. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Now then, let's go and buy ourselves a really decent central midfielder, shall we? Chimiti 10.9 to go to Sporting. We will negotiate that. Reckons I could get up to 13 or so. I was anticipating maybe getting 14 or 15, so I'll see if they'll come into the middle of that range. No, they'll offer me basically what they offered before plus a 1% sell-on clause. I'm tempted to reject that just for the cheek of the 1% sell-on clause, in all honesty. But how about £13.5 million plus £1? Good. Petty meets Petty. Jared Branthwaite, let's be honest, is not Basque, so he's not going to Bilbao. Sorry. Right then. Now we can go and look at bringing in Mr. Lewis Ferguson from Bologna. He's my go-to centre mid. And where are you? There he is. Hi, 27.5. They reckon their asking price is 36, which is punchy, but I can get him for around 29. Anything less than 32, I think, is a good deal. And that would be all of my current remaining budget. So let's see if we can bring them to... all right, 30.8. Done. Cheers, then. Ta, mate. It's not really that much of a jump there. An extra £1.8 million. He's on £57,000 a week at the minute at Bologna. Probably have to offer him... He'll probably ask for like 30, but we'll offer him a pay rise to come to the Premier League from Bologna to Everton. Contract length of 4 years as a 25-year-old should certainly protect the investment longer term. And like I say, we'll offer him a pay rise. We'll offer him £65,000 a week, and I'm pretty sure I'll just accept that straight off the bat. Welcome, Lewis! Welcome, Lewis. We have ourselves a new starting central midfielder that very much improves our prospects. That's Chimiti going back to Sporting. Not sure what the fee was when he came to Everton, but I'm sure it didn't have a £1 on the end of it. Remember when Arsenal bid 40 million and £1 for Luis Suarez from Liverpool? Honestly, there's such pettiness in the world of football. Interesting, some of the... oh, okay. A lot of the youth players weren't able to agree contract terms, probably because they were a little bit too greedy, one imagines. Malcolm joins PSV from Al Hilal for £31 million. It's not a bad deal, really, that. Right, that leaves me with how much money available at this moment in time? 12 million. I need more sales, or we're only looking at loan players then for the foreseeable future. Who else have I got left to sell? We have Neil Mopé left to sell, who's probably not worth much. Let me accept both of those loan deals. We have... I think that might be it. Oh, Mason Holgate, who's worth like 3 mil. So I've got maybe another 6 mil in there and maybe another 1.5 mil from all of the other youngsters. And I've got 15 million to spend. I'm probably going to have to look at loan deals elsewhere now, unless... Oh, no, he's going out on loan, please. Unless we are able to... Nice to actually get some genuine loan options, though, rather than just loan to buys. If me moaning about loan to buys whinge made it into the earlier highlights. So at present, the starting lineup looks like that, with Orban, Ferguson and Mbermo in it. Obviously, Fresneda, we still are yet to make permanent, but that can wait for now. Then we have Lindelof and Neto on the bench. And Di is our option up top and out wide on the bench, as well as Valise as an up top option. Maitland-Niles is a fullback and central midfield option alongside Doucouré. Patterson is obviously a fullback option. At the moment, we're probably looking at maybe a lone winger, like someone that's a genuine go-to winger rather than Ndiaye that's kind of a striker that can play out wide. Maybe we need to loan in someone that's just genuinely a winger. And then if you guys decide that I sell Dwight McNeil, then we'll look for a starting left-sided winger instead of Dwight McNeil. But at present, I'm going to have a look and see what I can get potentially out wide on loan. I didn't want to do that. I was the wrong person. Sorry, Tom, I accidentally removed you. I didn't do it purposefully. Take Simeone off. Take Fana off. They won't loan me Matoma. I might be able to get Callum Hudson-Odoi on loan. No, contract's too short. Okay. I wouldn't loan Amad Diallo, no. Not having used him in the other save. Nope. We take some of these centre mids out. Soler I can loan. I could get Oscar Bob back. Soler it will let me loan, so... No, I'm not sure about Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson's not that great, I don't think. I wonder if Chavez is available on loan. Sure, he'd be good out wide. 83 acceleration, 83 sprint speed. He's not very agile and doesn't have great balance, but he can run for days, can pass, can cross, can dribble, can tackle. All right, no then. You know what? I actually don't hate the idea of Raheem Sterling on loan. I'm sure Everton fans would hate the idea of Raheem Sterling on loan. I mean, Zalazar could probably play out wide as well. He's only got 67 crossing. I would like an actual winger, though, I think. Sterling's back at Chelsea now. The player holds a grudge against your club and he isn't willing to negotiate a transfer. All right, Raheem. Chill, mate. Bloody hell. Jadon Sancho. Hashtag Bob back it is. Basic terms, please. Just a 1-year loan for young Oscar for 1 more year, if you don't mind. I'd rather not pay that amount of money. 28 grand a week would suit me down the ground. You want 50-50? Fine. Hashtag Bob back is a movement that has some traction. And obviously, if we do end up selling Dwight McNeil, then we will have the money to be able to buy another winger of some decent level. Hashtag Bob back is complete. 12 months, back to Everton for the remainder of this season. Welcome, Bobby boy. I like that. I like that a lot. I wish these youngsters would just agree to go on loan, but they're so greedy. They're like, no, I'm on loads of money at Everton. Why would I go anywhere else? Because you're going to get no football, mate. Zip. Zero. Nothing. Nada. Bugger off. Oh my God, I've got so many bids. So many... Jesus Christ, I've got so many bids for so many players. Oh, man. Christ alive. Liverpool want Branthwaite. No, because you're fucking Liverpool. Go away. Hansen on loan for a year, yes. Bloody hell. I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd see that many bids. I can't wait to have a save without some of the opening bugs that are in the game that don't exist. Bournemouth would like to buy Jordan Pickford for 30 million. You're in the Championship, lads? No. Getafe would like to buy Dominic Calvert-Lewin. No. Yes to both of these, I think. Not that he's going to agree to go to either of them. NDI, Brentford, no. Mason Holgate to Besiktas, that's actually quite an agreeable one. I like that. Tyler Onyango, yep, you can go to wherever the hell that was. And Stal Mielec, yep, bye, Mr. Tyler. I mean, he's not going to agree contract terms with any of them because they're not going to be able to afford his wages. But we'll take it for now. Right, finally we've got some bids for Mope. And they reckon I can get up to 4.5. And quite frankly, I'm just going to accept those from Galatasaray and Sampdoria. Where is this bid for Pickford from? West Ham in a swap deal. Somerville plus 500 grand. No! I mean, if the right bid comes in for Pickford, then obviously we will consider it. Because it would be the right thing to do. But West Ham or Bournemouth are not clubs that we would consider selling our number one and captain to. Are we going to get a decent result in our first pre-season friendly? No, we're not. Nobody scores on debut, or unofficial debut, I guess. 2 days till Stuttgart. Villarreal have signed Yuri Tielemans. There are some really strange deals going through at the moment here. Billy Crowlin is going to Huddersfield. Thank God for that. We've got a couple of the youngsters now, thankfully, accepting bids to go elsewhere. Francis Okoronkwo is going to go to Göztepe in Turkey as well. So that's another £1 million in. Thank you very much. The bank balance is building back up again. How much do we have at the minute? £16 million, with hopefully more to come. Bye, Neil, you absolute shithouse. Neil Mopé's on his way. How long is Orban out for? That has me concerned. 5 weeks. Okay, that's manageable. 5 weeks is fine, because that's only going to be 2 weeks of the actual beginning of the season. He'll basically miss all of August, and that's about it. Someone else's granddad is going. Neil Mopé went to Sampdoria over Galatasaray, £4.2 million in. So we'll have about 20 million at this stage. Michael Carey's going to Rangers on loan for a year. I like that. That's a solid move for him. He's got some good potential, actually, Carey. So that's good news. He turned down the opportunity to go to Nantes. Do we have any other bids that are coming in? Just some other loans that we might be able to accept, and then some nominal bids for young Harry Tyler. Please say yes, sir. I think that's everyone that we wanted to sell, really, gone now. So unless we decide to sell Calvert-Lewin, or I don't really want to sell Calvert-Lewin at this stage. Well, I don't think it would be realistic to sell my top goal scorer at this stage. Unless we want to sell Dwight McNeil, then we will have £21 million available to us at this stage moving forward, with, I don't think, anything screaming at me in terms of I need more depth. I might actually loan Carlos Soler. Okay, that actually might solve that conundrum. I didn't expect that. It would be unrealistic of me to turn down Man United for Dwight McNeil. I would have sold him if you guys wanted me to sell him to more realistic, like lesser echelon clubs. But Man United want him. And Saul in my chat says he's also a former United youth player, apparently. Well, that kind of takes the... I apologise. Was absolutely my intention for you guys to have the decision on this, but that I can't turn down. I'll try and negotiate as much as I can for him, but I can't just bat that away and say, no, I'll wait for you guys to decide, because let's be honest, I should negotiate this. I'll try and get a decent fee for him, like, which they apparently aren't interested in paying. Well, just because you're Man United doesn't mean you're not going to pay a decent fee for him. Look, I'm not gonna sell him for anything less than 24. If you're forcing my hand, then you have to pay 24, which they won't pay. I'm quite within my rights to ask for more than just £1 million overvaluation for Dwight McNeil. So the decision then is still in your hands. You decide. Oh, bugger. All right, I'm going to need a new goalkeeper, though, because Manchester City want Jordan Pickford. Okay. Right. Yeah, West Ham and Bournemouth I could bat away. Manchester City I absolutely cannot. 37.4 they reckon I could negotiate up to. I would look to negotiate up for sure. We give me 37.5 for Jordan Pickford. Yes, all right. Well, Dwight McNeil is not currently on his way out, but Jordan Pickford is. But I'm going to need the money from that before I sign a new goalkeeper. And he's going to have gone. I'm sure he's just going to agree terms like that with Manchester City. And he's going to absolutely just disappear. So... Jesus! Arsenal just bought a Pender for £107 million. Christ! Okay. This is, well, more of the squad is changing now than I hoped it would. But one presumes that soon we will be losing Jordan Pickford. I imagine he's going to agree contract terms at Manchester City. You don't presume that he wouldn't agree contract terms at Manchester City. I'm surprised that Man United was so frugal and wouldn't just pay a little bit more. This is going to be him gone, isn't it? Yep. Jordan Pickford is a Manchester City man. Now then, Aaron Ramsdale's just got relegated with Southampton to the Championship. I think that's a bit of a no-brainer, really. It's a downgrade, but Ramsdale certainly could grow to be about the same as where Jordan Pickford... I mean, Pickford was 84, so it's not a massive downgrade. You want Jimmy Garner? No. You're asking for 32 odd million pounds worth of fee there, though, in terms of total value of deal, and I'm not really wanting to go that high. Will you let me have him for 29.6, Mr. Martin? Yes, you will. All right. Doodaloo to Southampton, Aaron Ramsdale. Come and join me at Goodison Park, mate. Aaron Ramsdale joins 84 rated goalkeeper out, but an 83 rated goalkeeper in. All right. Let's give Aaron Ramsdale a go then as our new number one. All right. Now the extra money from Pickford's deal and wages saved as well can go towards loaning in Carlos Soler. So let's try and get this loan deal done. Probably be able to pay... Oh, I've got 24 million in the bank. I've got loads of... Okay, I think I've got more money. No, because we were about there anyway, weren't we? We had about 20 million, and then we got the bid for Pickford. So 50-50? 50-50. That was a no-brainer as well. The squad's actually getting half decent now, you know. Yeah, we bought an Englishman, so that's the objective for by someone from the same nation as the club done as well for the board. The board are very happy at the minute. And I think I am too. I think I'm happy at the minute. We've got Brighton on the way in 8 days' time. We'll wait and see if anything else happens with regards Dwight McNeil in the short term. Carlos Soler is in from Paris Saint-Germain for 12 months. He was good against me for West Ham last year. And he would be my go-to midfielder now ahead of Decore, which is obviously an upgrade. Not physically, but in every other aspect, it's an upgrade. So I'm happy with that. Interested in some of the youth players financially. Now we've done the worth growth. Cunha's joined Newcastle, which is an intriguing one. Any other bids? Anything else to consider before the Brighton game? Chief Executive, Mikolenko. Oh, I didn't even realise we'd had a bid from Mikolenko. I apologise. I didn't even glance to see who that was from there, actually. We've had a bid from Brighton for Calvert-Lewin, but we'll obviously be rejecting that. He's not going to Brighton. Patterson, no. We'll keep Patterson at the club. Metcalf, yes. Tyra, yes. Please just sign for someone, lads. You're not going to play for me. But players are going to be playing for me in 24 hours' time in-game, because now it's time for the Premier League's first game of the season. Let's go and play Brighton at home and hopefully start with a win. It was Brighton at home last season on opening day. It's Brighton at home this season on opening day. But Verbruggen, Kadiolu, Dunk, Igor and Tarek Lamptey, Riley and Vifa, Mitoma, Minter and Gruder at Cam behind Joao Pedro. I don't know if Gruder's a new signing or not. The only new signing in our 11 is Lewis Ferguson outfield, and of course the enforced change in goal that we weren't anticipating making because of the sale of Senor Pickford. Big guy to lose Pickers, actually. He was a really solid goalkeeper, but you just can't turn Manchester City down, really, can you? When the Premier League champions come... Excuse me, Dwight. When the Premier League champions come calling, you have to negotiate at the very least. And they've got some pennies behind them, I don't know whether you noticed. So when they come calling, you have to negotiate, and quite frankly, you normally end up saying yes, don't you? Hopefully, the fans will be screaming yes at some point in this game when we score a winning goal. In all of the excitement of everything that happened... Jesus, calm down. All the excitement of everything that happened recently in the transfer window. Actually also forgot that Brian Mbeumo's playing for me out on the right-hand side, making his debut today as well. Obviously, that was the first thing we did, was bring him in. And I'd completely forgotten about him. So much action has there been since. Wow. Dominic, you scored 14 goals for me last year. He's got one already this year in just 16 minutes. The term, even though he's not playing, that was a gift. Orban injured, so Calvert-Lewin will put the ball in the back of the net instead. And we won't score an easier goal all season, even though we're only 15 minutes into match day 1 of 38. Very patient in their build-up, Brighton, as they were last year as well. Minter's just a bit quick, really. Adingra is a name that gets mentioned with regards to the winger role, as well as Mitomo's in possession now for Brighton. But Adingra is just not that good in game. So, where you going, Matt? So I don't think Adingra is going to be a man we consider if we do look to move Dwight McNeil on. Well in, Mr. Ferguson. But, oh. Okay, good. Oh, ref. That's naughty, Minter. I think he's gone. I think he's gone. We're a goal up, and now we're a man up too. Minter with a rush of blood to the head, and Yakuba is headed for an early bath in the first half in just the 38th minute. Brighton have just destroyed themselves, effectively. A gift of a goal, and now they've got a man sent off as well. We won't have an easier start to a Premier League season, I don't think. And Burma, nicely into Garner. We'll spread it to Mikolenko. Oh, and they've opened up so much space for Dwight McNeil here, who surely just has to deliver this early, looking for Calvert-Lewin, who's found well. NDI out wide to Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo in the box, using that pace. Brian Mbeumo on his left foot. Tried to squeeze it home, but couldn't quite do it. NDI might be able to outmuscle the man there, but no, not able to either. Nearly a second, but not yet. I was kind of hoping that Dwight McNeil's cross would be in front of Calvert-Lewin, so much so that he could just run onto it and try and strike. But unfortunately, maybe I timed the cross slightly too early, and it kind of held McNeil up on the edge of the box, which was not the intention. Still, though, held Calvert-Lewin up on the edge of the box, which was not the intention. But come on, Ches, smart. Back out to the left back. Very patient, Brighton. Although, actually, he's just decided he wanted to go for it there. And the eye. Get this to Mbeumo. Come on, Brian, what you got? Show me. That's a really sharp turn. And a great ball as well. Calvert-Lewin, shield the ball and finish. Shield the ball and miss. Nice from Mbeumo. Would like better than that from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Garner off for Carlos Soler. We've made a change in the midfield for someone else to make their debut. And Oscar Bob coming on the left-hand side for Dwight McNeil now. As again, he's our go-to midfield wide option, Oscar Bob, for a second season in a row on loan. NDI looking for the run of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who will get there whilst chuddering away and will miss again. Final whistle sounds. 10 men Brighton lose by a goal to nil. We'll take the gift of a goal. We definitely should have had more. Calvert-Lewin did score 14 goals for us last year. He's off the mark, but could have had a hat-trick. It's things like that that make me question, should I replace Dwight McNeil? Not Dwight McNeil. Should I replace Dominic Calvert-Lewin? I'm getting names all over the place today. Because if we're to push for a top 6 place, we're going to have scenarios like that in future games where I'm going to need the man to put the ball in the back of the net. Because it's not going to be as comfortable a game as that was. Valise is saying, you promised me a game, I need minutes. It's the first game of the season, pal. You're on loan. Chill. So, maybe I offer you guys the option of both. Do we sell Calvert-Lewin as well? It would mean that replacing Dwight McNeil and Calvert-Lewin would be more difficult because I wouldn't have a huge budget to buy 2 first-team players in those positions. But it would be something to consider. I don't know who I'd replace Calvert-Lewin with. I don't know who I'd replace Dwight McNeil with. But if you guys would like me to look into the option of replacing them, then Dwight McNeil I'm absolutely happy to look to replace. Calvert-Lewin I'm unsure of. I'm less against selling him after him missing the chances he missed in that last game, if I'm honest. 71 to 94 potential for Mr. Coleman. Worth having a look at, I suppose. I'm not sure. I'm torn, basically, about Calvert-Lewin. But I don't know whether some of that is me holding on to how good he was for me in the FIFA 21 Everton save. And actually, he might have been a little bit disappointing in this save and could maybe have had 20-plus goals last year. But because he was wasteful last year as he was in that game against Brighton, then we haven't gotten the goals out of him that perhaps we should do. Please, YouTube comment section, decide the future of Dwight McNeil and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Because you will have that say. Thank you very much for watching today. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. And we'll see what happens in tomorrow's transfer window episode. I'll see you then.